All right, hey guys, how's it going? Let's get right into it. Listen, the objective of this lesson is to be able to find the years whenever you're given the rate, the principal, the interest, or the total amount. Okay, and so what I have on here on the screen is I have, sometimes you're going to be given the rate. The principal and the interest or the total amount, and they're going to ask you to find the amount of time that the money has been invested. All right, so that's what we're doing in this lesson, and what I want you all to do is I want you all to first pause the video and jot down these 3 steps. All right, I'm assuming that you've paused the video, and so this is pretty much exactly what the steps were when we were solving for simple and compound interest. Now this is going to be specifically for simple interest problems. And it says APR here. I want that to say simple interest, so we know exactly which formula we're going to be using. Okay, so the question is how long, there it goes, what long, that means we're looking for time, did it take to pay $3,120 in interest if you borrow $2,600 at 16% simple interest. So again, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to identify, write down our formula. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down our formula. This is simple interest, so it's I equals PRT. Please make sure that you follow these steps. What happened is when I did this yesterday live in class, a lot of students didn't follow these steps and they got the answer wrong. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, identify the variables. So it says that we have interest. Well, hold on. Let's see. How long will it take you to pay? It says 3120. That is our interest. So we know that's I. Okay. What else do we know? Our principal. The principal equals 2600. We also have our rate, and at 16%. And remember, I told you all I want you all to manually do this. That way you don't mess it up. I want you to actually do it. Don't try to guesstimate what it is in your head. Do we have anything else? All right, so no, that's all that the problem gives us. All right, so now we're going to set it up in our formula, and then we're going to solve. So the formula is I equals PRT. So I'm going to go a step down and do this. So I is the interest, so that's 3120, because that's the interest, right? It says I, right? So if this is I, then if this is our interest, then this is what you have to put here. I equals, our principal is 2600 times our rate, which is 0.16, multiplied by our time. Okay, so we plugged it into the formula, and now we're going to solve. So the first thing that we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is you're going to have to multiply these 2 numbers here. Okay, and I'll show you all that here. So I have the Desmos calculator, and we're going to do 2600 times 2600 times, so I'm doing 2600 times 0.16, and then I'm going to press enter, and so it tells me that the answer is 416. So I'm going to go back here to the class kick, and so that answer is 416. So that gives me 416. Okay. So the next step, I have 3120 equals, that's 416 times my time. All right. So I know that some number times 416 will give me 3120. So the next step is going to be divide. We're going to divide both sides by 416. Okay. Divide both sides by 416. And so when we go back to our Desmos, we end up with 3120 divided by 416. And remember, you can do this in your regular calculators as well. And then it tells me that my answer is 7. Extending my screen so you can see that answer on the other side. So it tells me that the answer is 7.5. So therefore, the answer to this question is, how long will it take? The answer is 7.5 years. I have one more example for you. And this is a little different. Okay. This one says that Tia saved $9,000 at 4.25% simple interest in a CD to go on a month-long vacation with her family. This one says her final balance was $9,956.25. And then there it is again. How long did she leave her money in the account? Now, this one gave us the total amount. This one did not give us interest. The previous problem gave us the amount of interest. Whenever they do not give you interest, they have to give you the final balance so that you can find it out. So let's go ahead and start with our process. 1, write our formula, which is I equals PRT. What do we have? Well, it told us the total amount, which is, okay, it told us that the rate, let's see what else we got. We got the principal. The principal is 9,000. We have the rate, which is 4.25, or let's go ahead and put it in right. And we don't know our time. Okay. All right. So whenever they give you the total amount, not the interest, you have to subtract the total amount from the principal. So what's going to happen is you're going to have to do 9,000, and that's going. You're going to have to subtract from that 9,000. And that's actually going to give us 956.25. Okay? So that lets me know that my interest is $956.25. Okay? Remember, if they give you the total amount, you have to subtract the principal to find the interest in these types of problems. All right? So now I can set up my problem and I can solve, which is step 3. Setting up the problem, step 3. So, we got 956.25. That equals 9,000 times 0.0425 times my time. Okay. Let's go to my Desmos calculator, and I'm going to do the 9,000 times and it's telling me that that's 382.5. 382.5. So I know that 956.25 equals 382.5 times my time. Okay, so now I'm going to divide both sides by the 3. Okay, I'm dividing both sides by that. Okay, and I'm going to do now my 956.25 divided by 382.5. And it tells me that the answer is 2.5. So the answer here will be 2.5 years. Okay. Again, this is how you find time if they give you the other components. All right. So listen, what I want you all to do now is I want you all to go ahead and go to the Class Kick assignment, and let's begin working on those. All right. Peace.